Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Andy Beshear makes some stops here in Eastern Kentucky to announce some relief for families who were impacted by flooding. And some students from two schools here in Perry County experienced their first day of classes in the same building.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
6 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you for waking up with us this morning. And let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. And Brandon, really, I don't know, I guess just, well, it took me a second because the box didn't pop up, you know, and I was just gonna wait.
Just trying to buy some time.
I was gonna buy some time. I don't like, you know, talking to you and you're not up. I just feel like I'm talking to myself.
I want to see you.
Exactly. I mean, I can look over there, but it looks weird if it's not two of us on the same screen.
I understand.
But anyway, so really nothing to track this morning other than fog, I guess.
Fog and a few clouds. Otherwise, everything pretty good. No rain just yet, but we do have a possibility for a stray shower or two as we head deeper into the morning. Let's take a look at some cameras. Pikeville at US 119, US 23 near the intersection there at Pikeville Commons. Not a whole lot of action there. Lots of people stop there at the light. So again, we'll continue to see that trend pick up as we get a little deeper. I'm not sure if the construction is still going on over there. I'm sure it is, but I didn't see the camera angle doesn't let you see the cones there this morning. Temperatures anywhere from 63 in Clintwood and Wise to 68 in Hazard and Manchester to 70 out in Somerset, 67 Prestonsburg and Pikeville. That's a couple degrees colder over in the Big Sandy this morning. 2 degrees specifically Prestonsburg, Pikeville and Wise. 2 degrees colder in Jackson and London too. 4 degrees colder in Harlan, Middlesboro, Jonesville, and the winter today is Moorhead. 5 degrees colder than 24 hours ago. Your breakfast forecast, if you're just getting up and filling your bowls up with those frosted weather wheats, some clouds, some fog, temperatures right there in the mid to upper 60s. And again, possibilities for a dreary start to the day, which will lead to a nicer end to the day. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, the widespread flooding that hit Eastern Kentucky in late July destroyed or damaged many homes. Some people have been sleeping in tents, even in their cars and vans, since the late July flooding. But more travel trailers are coming. Our Phil Pendleton has more from Perry County and talked with one man who hopes to qualify for the new homes.
Now my TV, I keep right back here.
Kermit Clemens is literally living in a mobile home.
There, and some of my food. Here's my cooking thing. Everybody will know what that is.
Solar power fires up his TV, and he's got a cot in the back of his minivan. All of this after a creek washed away his other home.
But I've been living in my camper, my van for, I guess, a month now, 3 weeks to a month.
Pulls into Perry County Park at night, where Tuesday, little did he know, a big announcement about travel trailers for people like him was about to take place.
You know, for a week I was in a bad mood, but now it's just, you know, it's something part of life, and I'm going to get through it.
These travel trailers are not designed to be permanent homes, only a temporary housing plan for people to live in for a period of 6 months, possibly even as long as a year, however long it takes. But from what I can tell, from what I've seen here, it looks like this trailer will comfortably sleep a family of 4.
It's been all right. Yeah, I got my TV. It's a 32-inch.
Clemens says he doesn't need a big place and knows a lot of others have it worse than him.
It's not the worst. I'm alive, you know, and I got my clothes out of the creek and washed them.
And with the current donation of hundreds of trailers from Louisiana, he and many others may soon have better immediate housing until more permanent homes can be built. In Perry County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Governor Andy Beshear says the travel trailers will be available for about a year, but each recipient will have a case manager to help them through the process. And also, the governor made a couple more stops in the mountains yesterday, announcing infrastructure investments and flood relief advancements. At Jenny Wiley State Resort Park, the governor announced more than $4 million in funding with 2 waterline projects to update and create water access for people in several Floyd County communities, and the construction of a new water treatment plant to replace a 100-year-old structure in Wheelwright. Governor Beshear says the news is not a distraction from the flooding the area is still dealing with, but a necessary step forward.
So we've been knocked down, and we got to pick each other up, but we don't want to let this event push us backwards. Floyd County deserves a big, bright future, as does all the region that was hit. So we need to invest in our people and get them stable, but we also need to continue to invest in the community.
At least 24 of the travel trailers brought to Eastern Kentucky are already occupied in Floyd County. People in parts of Perry County are still under a boil water advisory because of the flooding. Making matters worse, water has to be piped nearly 40 miles from the hazard water treatment plant to some communities. Yesterday, the governor and Congressman Hal Rogers announced funding for a new water plant in Buckhorn. Our Keaton Hall has more on what this could mean for a region on the rebound.
It's the old saying, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
After more than a month of shutoffs and boil water advisories, a new water plant is a light at the end of the tunnel for folks in Buckhorn.
They've experienced not only this time, but in the past, to no fault of their own, they've had to go days without water and then experience the boil water, then being multiple times without water.
Governor Beshear announced on Tuesday nearly $9 million will be going towards a new water plant in Perry County. A big win for Hazard Mayor Happy Mambolini.
I've been the mayor for like 3 years. And as soon as I won, I talked to the commission and I went and met with Judge Alexander. I said, what can we do to fix our water system?
Right now, the only water plant in Perry County is in Hazard.
And it's built in 1949 or 1950, and it's used all day, every day, 24 hours a day.
And the recent flooding pushed the system to its limit.
We have more pump stations than Jefferson County in Perry County. We have 25,000 population. They have 1.2, 3.2 million, and we have more pump stations in our county than they, because our terrain's so different, we have to pump it over the mountain.
While it's still years away, officials hope the new plant will help bolster the county's water system for decades to come. In Perry County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the new plant will provide water service to nearly 1,200 homes and 19 businesses in the Coldfields Regional Industrial Park. Students at Robinson Elementary in Buckhorn walked through the doors of their new school building on Tuesday, the old A.B. Combs Elementary. Principals at both schools say it feels great to have the students back in the classroom with their teachers. And one senior at Buckhorn, Kylie Napier, says she has been overwhelmed by the generosity from her teachers during this hard time.
A lot of my teachers have reached out to me and asked me if I needed anything. A lot of people have been very generous about just asking me what I need, just clothes or just maybe somebody to talk to, like a little bit of cash, whatever it may be. They're very genuine, and I feel like every single teacher really cares about us.
Well, Napier says she has been at Buckhorn all of her life, and she knows they are strong enough to get through this together. Desks, tables, and chairs are some of the usual furniture items in classrooms. After the devastating floods, some schools were in need of everything. Fayette County Public Schools heard the call and partnered with Jefferson County Public Schools to announce they will be donating a surplus of some of their current stock to Heineman Elementary.
The elementary school there was pretty much obliterated by floodwaters, which reached 3 feet high inside. But thankfully, being two very large school districts, once we knew that there was a call for help and that this is a need that we could help fill, our teams were able to collaborate and move very quickly.
Those with Jefferson County Schools loaded up supplies Tuesday morning, and today they will make the trip to Lexington before dropping off the supplies here in Eastern Kentucky.
.09, the forecast this morning features a little bit of fog and a little bit of cloud cover, but dry for the moment. Zero visibility right now, Jonesville and Moorhead. Everybody else except for Jackson above that 5-mile threshold for now. That's kind of drifting this morning, so we'll keep you posted on that. 68 Hazard, Manchester, London, Williamsburg. 63 Wise, Clintwood. 67 Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Jackson. 70 in Somerset. 65 in Irvin. So a normal day on the coffee meter for the most part, but you may need a little extra in areas where it's a touch cooler this morning if there's some fog. The next dozen hours, well, after you remove the donuts, you'll see that the sunshine is going to start to make an appearance by later this afternoon, hopefully, and then we'll see temperatures climb to close to 80 by 5 o'clock. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's almost 6:10 when we come back here on Mountain News this morning. The world of college sports remembers the life and mourns the loss of a beloved former coach. Stay with us.